Shabbat Shalom. The wound is the place where the light enters you. Words by Rumi, a 13th century Persian poet. We come together on this last Shabbat before Pesach, at the beginning of a new book, Vayikra, compiled mostly of rules and laws we must live by to be good people, Am Yisrael, the people of Adonai. And yet we just recently came out of a parsha where Moses, upon seeing the chaotic, manic revelry of the golden calf, smashed the first set of tablets meant to guide us and to establish order. We knew not how to govern ourselves. We were slaves. Everything was decided for us: what we ate, how we worked, when we were punished, how we lived. Things were very black and white. There was no gray. Freedom requires navigating the gray. We must navigate circumstances and people who are not what they seem. We must make decisions based on various versions of reality that might not actually be the truth. We must function in a world that can be unkind and way more complex. Slavery at times might have seemed easier than the freedom, free will, and experience provides when bumping up against the choices people make that affect our individual and collective lives. The choice to build the golden calf created a domino of distress that eventually led to Moses not getting into the promised land. The people's lack of faith in their leader and God created a situation they may not have been able to come back from. The tablets were smashed. There was no way to know God would be merciful and give another set, give another chance. They could have been stranded in the wilderness with no compass. Second chances in life are rare, but when they come, gratitude is essential, or pain and suffering can follow. In this instance, God was merciful and kind. It could have gone a completely different way. Those broken tablets, although very real, are a reminder and a metaphor for how fragile life, Judaism, and Torah are. And the delicate balance between patience, fortitude, faith, strength, and the brokenness we all share. As Rumi said, the wound is the place where the light enters you. So what is meant by the light? One can immediately say God, but there's more to it. Kabbalists say that there are many different kinds of light designed to lift us up and elevate. There's a returning light, there's a surrounding light, there's a revealing light, all designed, which I might get into at High Holy Days, all designed to help us overcome ourselves, obstacles, and things that keep us from the light of higher consciousness and living. When we doubt, when we err, when we allow negativity to influence the choices that we make, we stray farther and farther and farther from the light. The wound gets larger. However, if we change our perspective and align ourselves with the divine, we can shift our path toward that which is in our highest and best good. First, let's use the Israelites as an example. First, they donated their finest stuff to build the golden calf. But then what? They realized the error of their ways, and what did they do? They donated their finest stuff to build the Mishkan. They erred, they strayed from their leader, they strayed from God, and they got a second chance. And then they shifted. The wound that they created by building that golden calf was then filled with holy, sacred light. We are meant to learn from this. We are meant to see, to look and see and find where the wounds are, where we have erred, and make the necessary adjustments to shift in order to let the light in, to activate elevation and growth. The question is, when we are broken, when we have doubt, when we feel fear or pain, when we are angry, filled with rage, or devastated by incredible loss, will we have faith and call upon the resilience that is built into our DNA? Or we have ancestors. Will we react like the Israelites did in their early days of freedom and just give up? Will we risk all we know and hold dear by surrendering to our base desires, casting aside our faith, and make choices that are against what God expects from us? Back then, we were fortunate. We got the second chance and the ability to continue our journey toward the promise that God divined for us. Rabbi Eliyahu Safran says on this, let no man or woman think that the broken luchot, the tablets, remain in their shattered state forever. Yes, we sink low as the shameful worship of the golden calf. Yet, no matter how low we sink, we rise again. Our tradition, our truth, Emet, teaches us not to turn away from that which is broken. Embrace it. Go into that wound and find the way to bring the light. Those pieces of broken rock are the stepping stones to future wholeness. Neither God nor Moshe gave up on us as stiff-necked people. The broken was placed alongside the whole, inside the Aron. The place Kabbalah teaches us is symbolic of the human heart. We would be wise to remember that truth. When we try to turn away from the hurt and the pain that we feel, or the doubt, the fear in our own hearts, God lives there, touching the very thing we feel is most broken. Next week is Passover. We're meant to rid our cupboards of all that puffs us up, everything that just doesn't serve us. Foods made from chametz, leavened grains like wheat, barley, rye, oat, and spelt. Some avoid kitniot, legumes, rice, corn. If you're Sephardic, you can get into that. A reminder of the haste with which the Israelites left. Some do a Passover cleaning. Some don't. They sell their chametz, or some clean and sell their chametz. But the idea as we're cleaning out our pantries is to take stock. The idea as we're scouring stovetops and counters, scrubbing every last crumb out of a toaster, a fridge, or maybe even trying to find that wayward speck of flour from a cupboard. Or this year our dog is the first Passover, he's not there to search for the chametz. Others may clean out closets or garages, all the ways to purge and purify. And if you do clean out a closet, let us know. We can coordinate. We have bins to give to the needy. And then that which weighs you down becomes a mitzvah to help lift up another. We all need lifting up at times because ultimately we are responsible for and to each other. The heaviness of sin, the heaviness of bad choices, the heaviness of doubt, and the heaviness of negativity can create a wound so deep it can scar forever. We must instead live by the words of Rumi and remember that the wound is the place where the light enters. We are vessels capable of containing great light, the light of divinity and higher consciousness that guides us when we stray from our path and what is most true, the path upon which God has placed us. It is our job to reconnect, to experience the growth that is possible. When we see that there are obstacles in our way, we need to go right into the center of it and ask ourselves, what does God want us to see that we're missing in order to elevate and rise up, in order to continue to grow? This can seem a never-ending process. yet shows that even challenging situations can be opportunities to find and reveal light by shifting our perspectives, our point of view. Oftentimes, that different point of view can point the way toward transformation, which is what Passover is all about. However, we must recognize and know that the intention behind our actions is crucial for spiritual growth, and that everything truly starts with the soul's strong desire to connect to the light, and the choices that we make affect how close we get to it. And that's over a lifetime. But fortunately, every day you wake up is another day to make a different choice. Kabbalistically, we will be continually placed in situations where choices are made, which either bring us closer to the light or draw us farther away. But the choice is always ours. God gave us that. In ancient times, the challenge and the task was set before them. It was easy, but they had to choose: not give up, keep the faith, follow the chosen leader, go with God's unfolding plan. But what did we know? We were slaves, we were beaten, we were suppressed, we were oppressed, and we were taken advantage of for hundreds of years. Passover is our retelling of our story of redemption, the freedom that we received when we had faith and we followed Moses and an unknown God into an unknown wilderness in the hopes of some kind of crazy promise. And yet God was not that unknown. He, or she, kept trying to be revealed, sending plagues. How many? Over and over and over again. 10, the number Kabbalistically equal to God. Through Moses, his leader, to change Pharaoh's perspective, to make the shift, to set us free. Leading us out of Egypt through doors splattered with blood to protect us. Parting the Red Sea as we danced around in the Michamocha for us to get to the other side. Coming to us in a pillar of fire or cloud to guide our way. We knew what we had was not working. And yet, what did we do? Halfway through, partway through, we built a golden calf. We lost faith. It took a lot for God to get us to see, to shift us and our choices toward the light, to reveal that which was hidden, to fill up the wound of slavery for hundreds of years, and to choose the path toward the promise. We had a choice to make that we recreate in our Seder every year with those green onions. Do we still want that? A good lashing? Or were we going to take a look at that which wasn't working and wasn't serving us? Or are we going to take a risk and go for everything, go for broke, go for something greater? It is not so different today, and the task is still the same. There would not be a state of Israel if we weren't a people of faith, willing to take a risk on the unknown with courage to reach for the promise. We did that when we made Temple Emet. And we might have to keep doing that because nothing stays the same. And growth requires, at times, risk. Grow or you die. Choose the light or walk the path of darkness. Stay where you are, be stuck, but guess what? Life is going to move on without you. There is a reason that we rewind the Torah year after year after year to learn from its lessons. The wilderness and the journey, it's always there until we reach the promise. Hopefully, Patricia found the promise. Hopefully, we will know promise in our lifetime as we work through the chaos. But we don't give up. We work through. We get one with that wound, and we let the light in. The Lech Lecha moment that happened once upon a time, as is stated in our prayer book, will keep happening until we get it right. It is a Kabbalistic premise, and it is a premise in many different faiths. As we move toward Passover next Shabbat, let us think about what is not working, and let us not be afraid of that. Let us be one with our wounds. Let us identify them. And then let us prepare ourselves and our homes and our souls to let in the light. Let us search to reveal the light, all of the light that is available to us, and then let us reach for redemption and let us be redeemed. On this Shabbat Hagadol, Pei Nehi Ratzon, may it be God's will, Shabbat Shalom.